So pretty much anywhere you are in your filmmaking journey, you've probably done a lot of research into gear. There are countless people on the internet talking about the latest, greatest piece of camera equipment, whether it's raw video or 8K or whatever the latest trend may be. But the reality is, gear doesn't matter. Well, kind of. Now, if you're familiar with my YouTube channel, you might be sitting there thinking, Tucker, didn't you just buy a new camera like a few weeks ago? And yeah, you wouldn't be wrong. But let me explain why I purchased a new camera and why where you're at in your filmmaking career could be the greatest indicator of whether you should upgrade your gear or not. The way I look at it, a filmmaking career can be laid out in one big timeline. One point where you started and one point all the way where you want to be. Your end goal, per se. And in between that, along the way, there are actually a bunch of different levels that you'll reach where having the right type of gear can actually make a difference. Most people, like myself, started out as a hobbyist, shooting on whatever kind of gear they could get their hands on. For me, that was this really old school Canon tape camera, but for most people today, it's going to be something as simple as your smartphone. After spending a few years in the hobbyist section, you'll probably move up to the working filmmaker section, where you're starting to do a few gigs, maybe shooting a few weddings here and there. At this point, maybe some of your clients are starting to ask about the quality of your videos, and if we're being honest, you probably don't want to show up to a client paid shoot with just your smartphone. Once you start booking a few paid gigs, it's definitely worth thinking about investing into an entry-level DSLR or mirrorless camera system. So fast forward a few years. Let's say your business is rocking. You've got clients calling you all over the place for videos. You decide maybe it's time you quit your real job and decide to go full-time. Which, if you're considering, by the way, you should check out the video I posted a while back, which I will link up here and in the description below, that talks about going full-time. At this point in your career, I'm of the belief that you'll know when you're ready to upgrade. It's the time when you start outgrowing your current camera, when you notice differences in quality not only in resolution, but also in bitrate and color bit depth. When you can basically operate the camera with your eyes closed. I do also want to note quickly that if you're not at this stage with your camera, be honest with yourself. There are plenty of other things that can make your videos a lot better, like lighting, better lenses, better audio, just telling a better story. Make sure you're not just upgrading your camera because you think it'll make you a better filmmaker and that you actually have the fundamentals down before you start purchasing a ton of expensive camera bodies and equipment. So let's say you are at a point where you feel like purchasing a new piece of equipment could actually help you out. One thing I always like to do is ask myself why I'm actually opting to upgrade that specific piece of kit. In the example of the Red Komodo I recently purchased, the main reason I upgraded was to branch into bigger and better commercial projects. And on those projects, if you're acting as the DP, they pretty much exclusively shoot on ARRI or RED cameras, so purchasing something like the Red Komodo allowed me to get my foot in the door with those types of productions. Obviously, there are a ton of other reasons why I purchased the camera, which I explain in the video linked up here and in the description as well about when I purchased the Red Komodo, but I just wanted to give you guys a quick example to explain how you can justify to yourself purchasing a new piece of kit and checking in with yourself to see if it'll actually level up your career. As you grow more and more in your filmmaking career, and even well beyond where I am at now, people often start renting out gear instead of purchasing it to own for themselves. Especially as a cinematographer, every project that you take is going to call for an entirely different look and feel. So being able to choose your specific camera and lens and lighting package for every single project can help you customize it to get the best look possible for every single project you work on. The point in describing all this is really to say there's no right or wrong time to upgrade your gear. Ultimately, you have to assess your own situation and decide what is best for you. My goal for this video was to give you some context as far as what I experienced in my career, but also tell you that there's not some magical pedestal you'll hit where you'll magically know, oh, it's time to upgrade my camera. But I more want to communicate that it's a completely fluid process, and the reality is you can probably accomplish whatever vision or idea or story you want to tell is on pretty much any camera, whether it's this shitty tape recording Canon camera or a nice expensive Red cinema camera. You can probably tell your story on it no matter what you're shooting on. But I'm curious to hear what you think. Do you think there's an ideal time to upgrade your camera? I would love to talk more with you guys in the comment section below if you have any thoughts. If you did enjoy this video, make sure you click the like button. It actually does make a difference, and it helps push videos like these out to other people so they can maybe get some assistance on figuring out when they should upgrade their gear. If you'd like to see more videos all about filmmaking, the subscribe button works pretty well for that, and the notification bell will keep you notified every time I upload. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll catch you in the next one.